Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about my experience with open mics down here in Atlanta, Georgia, and also maybe some advice or some things that I've learned that may help you out if you're thinking about coming to the city of Atlanta and to, kind of feel your way around and see what's going on. Now, I think that the experience with open mics I've had has been kind of, when I first moved here, it was kind of rough. I wasn't doing them too often, and I really felt like I was a stranger everywhere I went. I was kind of uncomfortable, though I'd hate to admit that I was a little bit uncomfortable on stage and in front of people, even though I had years and years of experience of making music. That is something separate from years and years of performing the music live, which requires a whole different dynamic, attitude, and energy. And I think that one of the best things you can do, first moving to Atlanta and you want to pursue music and stuff like that, is to crash open mics. Whether you're a singer or a musician, I think that's probably the best way, and also the cheapest way, because there are a lot of open mics that are free. And even though there are some that are paid, I kind of don't steer toward those too many times, though I could. You will have plenty of places where you can see what people are doing, to see where you compare, even though that's probably a bad word to say compare, but just kind of see if you can hang, or maybe there are some things that you got to grow and develop when you're down here. But definitely, for me, the open mic has been a great experience. I started going back out and performing back late 2014, and that was about the time where I was kind of wrapping things up as an audio engineer here in the city of Atlanta, because I got tired of mixing sound for assholes. Yes, I said that. And it was time for me to move forward. It was time for me to get back to what I wanted to be, which was really on stage. And some of the things that I learned in open mics is like this. When you first go to one, you're a stranger, nobody knows who you are. So it's best to be patient, and it's best to be friendly and stuff like that. Talk to the people, talk to the musicians, talk to the host, and kind of introduce yourself. Now, people won't really know who you are or respect what you bring to the table until you perform. But a lot of times what I like to do is scout the open mic first, which is what I did. A lot of times I would scout them out first. And if you feel comfortable, later on that night, sign up if you can. However, the problem that comes with that is that if you kind of wait till the end of the night to sign up, you will probably be going on last, and at that time everybody has gone home. And sometimes that can suck, because there's a good and bad side of that, and I'll talk about that later. But I think the first thing you should do is in these open mics is try and go and perform and get to know people. Another thing that I've learned is that your consistency of attending these open mics will build your rapport with the audience and build your rapport with the people involved in it. I don't think friendships are formed in a day, or even business or working relationships. I believe that if you show up week after week or bi-weekly or something like that, as long as you keep coming, just like how I'm trying to keep cranking out YouTube videos, the rapport grows and the connection gets better. The trust, the camaraderie can grow from that, and you can make great friends who you then link up with outside of the open mic to work on projects, songs, and different things like that, which is really cool. And so that's a benefit that you can get from open mics. Another thing from coming to open mics in Atlanta is that you can get gigs and get work out of it, which is great. I don't think that anyone who's really good and has a passion about music just wants to sing for free at open mics forever. Now, if that's what they want, if that's where they're at and that's where they stand, that's great. But I think you can go further, keeping yourself open for gigs. Now, a challenge that I have, and hopefully this will advise someone, is like the challenge that I have is that with my work schedule right now and not knowing what I'll be done during the day, it's very impossible for me to even try to remotely guarantee to someone else that, yeah, I'll be there at that show. Yeah, I'll be there to perform with you. Yeah, I'll be there to hold it down, when the daytime job doesn't permit you to know when you're going to be done. And that is one of the challenges that I have right now. And it's not against anyone, but that's a challenge for me because the way I like to do things is like I like to know when I'm going to be, where I'm going to go, and I know when I'm going to do it. I want to know when I'm going to be done, and I want to know when it's going to be over so that I can make arrangements and build a life around the obligations that you have in your life. Now, the daytime job is an obligation you have to provide for yourself and to make sure you still have a roof over your head. Great, but the problem that I have is that sometimes there comes to a point where it's like, gee, I wish I could be at this place at 7 o'clock to set up for this gig, but I don't know if I'm going to be out at 6 or 8 p.m. Now, if there's a possibility I'm going to be out at 8 p.m., I'm going to let people down who are expecting me to be there at 7. And that's not how I want to conduct myself. And so, for me, that provides a challenge of getting to everything and keep my schedule open to do more things musically, and that's something I'm working on and addressing. So hopefully when you're trying to get yourself out of the door, that you find yourself in a position where if you do have to work a daytime job, I hope that you too can be my daytime job. If you can do what you can do and know when you're going to be done, just that will provide a world of an ability to help you to create a schedule for yourself to be consistent. You know, like, okay, I'm done working at 6. All right, so by 5:30, I'm at the gym. Boom, 30 minutes, I'm on the weights. Okay, 6 o'clock hits. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and hit the show at 7. It's going to start at 8. I should be on and done about 9. 10, I'm in bed, getting 8 hours. Stuff like that. But you got to have structure in your life, and sometimes not anyone is fortunate enough to have that. But, you know, I think that, again, that my experience with open mics has been not always perfect. There's been some downfalls. There's been times where I've been at open mics and I was one of the first people there and I get pushed all the way to the last position. Now, this is my advice to you. If you go to more than one show, if you go to that open mic more than one time, you keep pushed all the way to the end like that. 2 things. Maybe the host doesn't care about you. 2, I don't know. But don't keep coming back to that because you deserve better than that, especially if you show up early. You know, other places provide a list, which I think is great because it allows, there's an order there so you know when you're going to go on and stuff like that. And it kind of helps things stay in control. Even though sometimes you may deal with people like, hey, well, since you're here, Delio, could I switch positions with you? And upon which time you either say yes or no. And oftentimes, I don't like trading positions because that's kind of where I wanted to before I wanted to. A lot of people are scared to sign up first in open mics. I don't know why is that or what that is, but a lot of people like to they want to get in that middle spot. And I understand because people don't show up at the beginning of open mics or shows. They show up late around the middle where there's the most people, but then you don't want to go all the way last because you'll be waiting all night, watching everyone else. But at the same time, you can you know, do the best you can to get in the best position you can. Because yeah, I mean, another thing that I don't like, you know, it's like a lot of people leave when it gets late, and I get that people got things to do. They may have a long drive home they got to do, and you don't have as much of an audience to hear you. However, to me, sometimes that can work to your benefit if you prefer a more intimate situation where you can experiment more and mix this song and mix that song and stuff like that, and it really helps. And then you can kind of create things to use later, and I think that's really cool. Wow, this video is almost 10 minutes long, so you know, that's open mics. I may cut another video about it. I'll save that for later, where we talk about other benefits as an independent artist dealing with open mics to lead to shows, connections, friendships, camaraderies, and all that. All right, I'm out. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever it is. Please share it, and I really hope this helps you and gives you some information on what it's like down here in the A. Open mic. I'm done.